ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः। श्लोका नंबर 34। अथ तृतीयोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच इन्द्रियस्येन्द्रियस्यार्थे रागद्वेषौ व्यवस्थितौ तयोर्नवशमागच्छेत् तौ ह्यस्य परिपन्थिनौ श्रेयान् स्वधर्मो विगुणः परधर्मात् स्वनुष्ठितात् स्वधर्मे निधनं श्रेयः परधर्मो भयावहः। Is that the light switch? Can it be on? Let's see. Yes. Bhagavan talked about various principles of Karma Yoga, and then he answered a possible question that why all people are not following your teaching. Then Bhagavan said there is a Prakriti. Prakriti means natural traits based on our past life experiences. We have certain impressions called samskaras. So we had some experiences of pleasure and pain, and we connected pleasure and pain with certain situations. I enjoyed some object and I felt happy. So in mind, that impression is created that this object, this setup is associated with happiness. Similarly, something I experienced, and along with that there was a feeling of pain. So pain and that object was connected. Thus we have got millions of samskaras gathered in our past lives, and some of them are getting manifested in this life, and that manifested samskaras are called Prakriti. And that Prakriti will govern the life of a person. And therefore, Bhagavan says, some people do not follow because their Prakriti is not allowing them to follow. When that type of statement was made, then question may come, if everything goes by Prakriti, then where is the sadhana? If I have to live my life only by Prakriti, so it's a pre-programmed life, like animal. Then what is the speciality of human being? Human being is known for the ability of doing Purushartha. So what is the speciality? How human life is special in terms of winning over his Prakriti? For that answer was given, yes. Prakriti governs human life, but not directly. Prakriti means the natural traits, they themselves do not create action. They simply create likes and dislikes. Some desires are created. And through desire, this person is prompted, with this desire, person is prompted. So the flow chart we had seen that Prakriti, Ragadveshas, and then Karma. So in between we have some thumb space. So when Prakriti is creating this desires, likes and dislikes, those likes and dislikes we can master. We can allow ourselves to act according to Ragadvesha. We need not. If I am sitting and because of my Prakriti I got a desire, let me get up and have a cup of coffee. So Prakriti, my samskara, he created this desire for coffee. Now I have some freedom to decide whether to have coffee now or not. Prakriti created desire, on that I don't have choice. Prakriti, my samskara, will keep on creating desires. There I have no area of freedom. But once desire is created, from desire to action, between that I have got freedom. I can go by my desire, I need not fulfill my desire. But generally what happens? In case of most of the people, Prakriti creates desires and desires create action. In between, no viveka is used. Person, you ask, why are you doing? I felt like doing, I did. So person does not use viveka, and therefore it was said that Prakriti governs the person. And Bhagavan said, every Indriya has got the Ragadvesha with reference to the objects of Indriya, and one should not come under the spell of Ragadveshas. So what is the message given in the 34th shloka? That Ragadveshas themselves will not control if your Viveka Shakti is powerful. So it is not that all Ragadveshas you should not fulfill. If you don't like certain things and it is not against dharma to go away, you can go away. Certain flower creates allergy for you, go away from that. Certain situations creates some discomfort and it is not your duty to be there, go away. So you can fulfill your dveshas, you can fulfill your raga. You feel like having coffee, and right now coffee time is there, coffee is available, and you don't have to do any adharma in getting coffee. Fulfill your desire. In dining hall, they are giving some sweet, and you like sweet, take it. So you have raga, and the provision is there for fulfilling raga. You are not violating any dharma, no problem. But suppose this sweet is only limited, everybody is giving one piece, and you like sweet too much, therefore one is not enough, and then you try to bribe the dining hall in charge that I will give you afterwards some money, you give me 2-3 more pieces. That you should not do. There you have to use your viveka. Or you don't like to do some work and you are supposed to do that work. You have to supervise the workers, and you don't like to supervise because nobody listens to you. It's very difficult. So it's a you have to control those people who are uncontrollable. In fact, nowadays teaching job also is becoming difficult. You know why? Because students are not interested in learning. So you have to teach those people who are not interested in learning. What is life, So one teacher was telling me, Swamiji, nowadays it's very difficult to teach in the college and all. Students are not interested. How to make them learn when they are not interested? Because now everything is available. In fact, they put this question GPT will give better lecture. Why should I listen to the teacher? And therefore, very difficult. So person always feels, I wish I fall sick so that I don't have to come to college. That type of situation. So I want to run away from the duties. So one has to use viveka, whether my likes and dislikes should be fulfilled or not. So you have got some area where you can control your ragadveshas and your life is not governed by your prakriti alone. That alone makes you different from animals. The difference between animals and human being is that animals are totally programmed by nature. If dog feels like barking, it barks. And human being has got some viveka, that even though he feels like, he will keep quiet. No, this is not a time. So if you are totally governed by your prakriti, natural traits, and you do whatever you feel like, there is no difference between you and animals. So generally people think freedom is to do whatever we feel like doing. That is not freedom. That is animal status. Freedom is I am free to do what I am supposed to do. Means there is no inhibiting factor in doing what is necessary for my growth. That is freedom. And that freedom can be used by human beings. And then in the next sloka it was said that if person is under the spell of ragadveshas, person will keep on changing his duties. And if a person chooses the duties which is not suitable to his temperament and not suitable to his background, then it will be dangerous. If a person is not suitable for being a teacher, he doesn't have temperament of being a teacher, he does not have background of being a teacher, but now teaching job pays very well. In olden days, teacher salary was very little. Nowadays, very good salary. And now if you give some bribe, you can be selected as a teacher. Only qualification required is bribe. So the bribe you can give and then you become a teacher and you don't have any interest. Bhayavaha. For you it is dangerous, means it is harming you because there will be a lot of dereliction of duty. You are spoiling the future of children. That is a very unfortunate thing happening in this country. That education field is highly controlled, interfered by some extra factors, non-educational factor. The teaching job should be done by the person who is capable of teaching and who loves teaching. These people don't love teaching. They only want money, salary. They want some tuition fees. And those people are teachers. And therefore it will be bhayavaha for him and for others. With this, Bhagavan has concluded his teaching. Now, Arjuna wants to ask the question that why person is doing papam even though sometimes he doesn't want to do papam. So that question is asking, even though Bhagavan has already answered Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha and Tauhi Asya Paripanthano Ragadveshas are your enemies. Bhagavan has given the answer, but Arjuna want a very specific, very what is called focused answer. Bhagavan has told in different places. He wants focused answer. Therefore he asks in the next sloka. Arjuna uvacha अथ केन प्रयुक्तोऽयम् पापं चरति पूरुषः अनिच्छन्नपि वार्ष्णेय बलादिव नियोजितः. Arjuna Vacha. Arjuna asked, what atha? Then, if that is so, that paradharma is bhayavaha, one should not go to paradharma means the duties which are person trying to do based on ragadveshas. Without his background, without his qualification, he is trying to do something. That is called paradharma. Why person is doing that? So he is asking, so atha, then paradharma is bhayavaha, is dangerous, then this question come. Atha means then there is a question. That much we have to supply. What is the question? Ayam Purushaha. This person means this human being. Kena Prayuktaha. Prompted by whom? Kena by whom? Prayukta means prompted, instigated, propelled. Propelled by whom? This person papam charati, does unrighteous action. Anichannapi, even sometimes he really doesn't want. Many times person says, I will not be angry, I will not be angry, I will not shout. Many times he decides and he gives promise to his children, his wife, I will not be angry, I promise, I promise. Even he doesn't want, but still he does papam. Many addicted people, the people who are addicted, even though they don't want, but they end up going there. The person doesn't want to spend so much time on this video, etc., but ends up spending time. When the time comes, 8 o'clock or something, he has to watch certain program. Then 9 o'clock comes, he has to drink. So that's how it's called Q. That some Q factor is there. So at times, at a particular time, particular urge comes, and even if person has decided not to go for it, he goes for it. Anichannapi varshneya. Baladiva niyojitaha. Iva means as though niyojitaha, pressurized. Baladiva, forcefully. So, but Arjuna says that Bhagavan, it looks like that we are forced by some factor and we are doing wrong things. So, what is that because of which we are doing wrong things? So, I would like to know so that I can control that factor and I can avoid doing papa. In Mahabharata or somewhere, Duryodhana says this. He says, Janami dharmam nachame pravrittihi. Janami adharmam nachame nivrittihi. He says, I know what is right, but still I am not able to do it. I know what is wrong. Janami adharmam nachame nivrittihi. I am not able to withdraw. Kenapi devena hridisthitena. Duryodhana, he is blaming some. He says, there is somebody sitting in my heart, hridisthita, who yatha prayuktosmi tatha karomi. If that particular factor or fellow who is sitting in my heart, whatever it says, I am doing. So we feel we are possessed by some ghost. Whatever that ghost says, I am doing. So Arjuna says, it looks like that we are forced, as it were, and we end up doing papam, even though I would not like to do papam. Basically, everybody wants to be a good person only. How do you know, Swamiji? You ask yourself. Everybody here, everybody of you, would you like to be a good person or not? Everybody wants to be a good person only. But are you a good person every time? Are you doing all the time good activities? No, sometimes. Swamiji. Sometime, when my spouse or my children not listening to me, I beat them, shout at them, whatever. Or some bribe they ask, So some people offer some, extra money, I take it. Or some tax is to be evaded, a little bit I do. Every 31st March I do it. That's all. So everybody, even though everybody wants to be a good person, but everybody ends up doing some papa. So why? Even though everybody wants to be a good person, nobody wants to be a wrong person, still how come person ends up doing wrong thing? That is what is that factor? I would like to know so that I can avoid and I can lead my life without papa. For that Bhagavan gives the answer. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Kama Esha Krodha Esha Rajo Guna Samudbhavaha Mahashano Mahapapma Vidyena Vairinam. Shri Bhagavan Vacha. Shri Bhagavan gave the answer. Really speaking, Bhagavan has already given the answer. He had told Indriyasya Arte Ragadvesho Vyavastitau Tayorna Vashamagachet Tohi Asya Paripanthino. So he had already told that Ragadveshas are your enemies. You have to be careful about that. So Bhagavan has told this. But now Bhagavan is specifically with more details is giving the answer. The word Ragadveshas and Kama Krodha are sometimes used interchangeably. Means Raga is called Kama, Kama means desire. So Bhagavan is going to give the answer. Kama, desire, which is getting modified into anger, Krodha, is the factor which is making you do even wrong things. And this Kama, Krodha and Ragadveshas are almost synonyms, but sometimes some small difference is made. What is the difference? Raga is my liking for something which is to be attained. So I want to attain something, then it is called Raga. I want to have a TV, smart TV, Google Smart TV or whatever TV, some TV I want. So that is called Raga. And after I have got it, then I want to maintain it. Then it is called Kama. Sorry, Ulta. Kama is something I want and Raga is something which I already have. I am attached to that. So Kama is the desire to have something which I have not attained. Raga is my attachment to something which is already attained. So I want to have computer or a TV, that is called Kama. And once TV has come, I am so much attached to that, nobody should touch it. And nobody should have drashti. In India, extra problem. Nobody should have drashti. Evil eye should not be there. So people keep sometimes covered also. And so that is called Raga. So Kama and Raga, slight difference. Similarly, Krodha and Dvesha. So Krodha is something when something has already happened and I am angry. That is called Krodha. And something is yet to happen, I don't want it to happen. That is called Dvesha. I hate something, like I hate that person to come to my place. That is called Dvesha. And he has come to my place and I am always finding a reason to get angry with him. And he does small thing and I get angry. That is called Krodha. So Dvesha is with reference to the thing which is not yet happened. And I don't want it to happen. That is Dvesha. And when it's something is already there and I express my dissatisfaction, displeasure, that is called Krodha. So Kama and Krodha, Raga and Dvesha are almost similar. Some slight difference sometimes made, but sometimes they are used interchangeably. Alright, that is side note. So Bhagavan is giving the answer. Arjuna, answer to your question. What makes the person do papam even though most of the time he wishes not to do it? Answer is given, Eshaha Kamaha. So this is the desire which makes the person do papam. Why do you do papam? Because you have some desire to fulfill. I want more money, and for that, if I have to do some unrighteous thing, don't mind. People do that, what is called adulteration. You know, in ghee, they mix this animal fat. We think we are taking only vegetarian food. So they mix animal fat. Adulteration. Why? And because it will give them lot of profit. Ghee is 600 rupees kg, animal fat may be 300 rupees. Double. Now another thing is happening is in India that in milk they are mixing some urea and all this, you know. So they make milk out of no milk. So non-milking item they make milk, and it looks like milk. It will be now, it will cost you 10 rupees to make it, and you can sell it for 50 rupees. Why? Well, this is a papam. You are playing with the health of so many people. And why do you do? Because you have desire to get more money. The politicians, you know, they have got enough money to take care of their children, take care of themselves, but still they do papam, you know, of taking bribe from the contractors, and they make the bridge which will not last for long. Suffer. Why? Kamaha. I want more money. I want more power. I want this. Again, I want to contest this election. Again, I want to become minister. I want to become senior minister. I want to become a chief minister. And if I get a chance, prime minister. Every politician, you know, when he or she is there in the politics for 10-15 years, then they get the ambition. One day, I will become chief minister. One day, I will become prime minister. That desire will be there. Then only they will be able to survive in politics. So once, you know, Lalu Prasad Yadav was asked. He was not a prime minister, but there was a possibility that he may become. So somebody asked, would you like to become a prime minister? One reporter asked. Then he called reporter, come here. I am asking you, would you like to become prime minister one day? He said, reporter, yes. He said, you are a just reporter. You don't have any possibility. Still you want to be a prime minister. Whereas I am in politics, naturally I want to become a prime minister. Everybody wants power. More and more power. And because of that, one does adharma. So why anybody does papam? Answer is given, your desire. Strong desire. Uncontrollable desire. See, desire per se is not a problem. In fact, Bhagavan says in the 7th chapter, Dharma viruddho bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshava. I am the very desire in the form of everybody's heart, provided it is unopposed to dharma. So if you have desire which is not opposed to dharma, then it is not a problem. In fact, it is a manifestation of Ichha Shakti of Bhagavan. You are manifesting the power of desire of the Lord. Nothing wrong. In fact, because of the Ichha Shakti of good people alone, good work is done. Without their Ichha, this work will not be done. Therefore, desire per se is not a problem. But when desire is not mastered by the Viveka Shakti, the power of discrimination of right and wrong, then it becomes a problem. And that kamaha, eshaha kamaha, we have to supply hetuhu. This desire is the cause for instigating the person to do papam. answer to Arjuna, Bhagavan gave in one word, Kamaha Esha. And Bhagavan said, Krodhaha Esha. And this is anger. So Bhagavan is telling, this is Kama and this is Krodha, anger, which is the cause for doing papa. And Bhagavan is using the word Eshaha, this for both of them, indicating that Kama alone becomes Krodha when the pursuit of Kama is obstructed. Why do you get angry? Because you want something and somebody comes in your way to get that thing. I want power and somebody is coming in my way by contesting election against me or by exposing my all whatever I have done. So he is coming in my way. So what? Krodha, anger. And sometimes anger is so powerful that the person is finished. Whoever comes in my way, finished. So nowadays it happens that political leaders are murdered. Why? Because they are coming in somebody's way to get power. Kama alone gets Krodha. So desire, when it is obstructed, it becomes anger. So Kamaha Esha, Krodha Esha. And that Kama and Krodha alone are the cause for papa. So if Kama is fulfilled, it becomes Lobha, greed. Kama is not fulfilled, it becomes Krodha, anger. And both of them make you do papa. And Bhagavan gives the description of Kama. Rajoguna Samudbhavaha. This Kama is born of Rajoguna. Means there is Sattva-guna, Rajoguna and Tamoguna. This Kama is born of Rajoguna. When a person has lot of Rajoguna, then lot of desires will be there. Another way also it is there. Kama will create the manifestation of Rajoguna. Means Kama will create lot of activities. When you have so many desires, then 24 hours are not enough. People say that Swamiji, I wish we had 25 hours. I have so much to do. Why? I have so many desires. So Rajoguna Samudbhava has both the meanings. Kama is born of Rajogunas and Kama is the cause for creating the manifestation of Rajoguna in the form of activities. Kama alone will make you run. If Kama is there, you will keep on running. So many desires, like how you will be running in the market. Why? Because you have got a big list. Big shopping list is there. Therefore, will be running for morning. People go 9 o'clock and they come back is 7 o'clock with the list half it complete or complete. And therefore, Rajoguna Samudbhavaha. Then Mahashanaha. This Kama is voracious eater. Mahashana means eating so much. Glutton it is. Why do you say so? Because however much you try to satiate Kama, Kama never gets over. Ye dil mange more. All the time it wants more and more and more. Very beautifully, this Yayati Raja, he says, Na jatu kama kamanam upabhogena shamyati. He says, at any time, the desire can never be satisfied by this bhoga, enjoyment. I think that if I enjoy this object, my desire will be over. No, it doesn't get over. You get more desire, more desire, more desire. And therefore it is called Mahashanaha. He is eating a lot. Voracious eater. Mahashanaha. And Mahapapma. Mahan Papma Yasmat. This Kama, Bhagavan is giving the answer. This Kama alone is making the person do great papa. So what makes you do papa? You have got some desire. You see, whenever you do wrong thing, you will have some desire to protect somebody, to protect your wealth, something you want. If you don't have desire, suppose I want to go to Rameshwaram, a desire is there. And if I have a strong desire, then what? If I have to bribe somebody, doesn't matter. But if I said, no, I don't want to go, then there is no question of bribing somebody. If I have desire, then to fulfill the desire, I may have to do adharma. When desire itself is not there, adharma will not be there. For it is said, Mahapapa. Prompted by desire alone, person does papam. And Bhagavan says, may you know Vidhi, may you know, Vidhi means may you know, Enam, this Kama, to be Vairinam, to be your enemy. Means Kama is coming in your way to attain happiness and moksha. Real happiness and the ultimate moksha are possible when you are relatively free from Kama. Otherwise, see, people they start Vedanta pursuit, but small desire comes, they say Vedanta will wait. So they get sidetracked very easily. Why? Because Kama is there. So may you know Kama to be your enemy means obstacle. From this one thing we learn, for a sadhaka, for a seeker of freedom, external world is not enemy. I should not say this person is my enemy, that person is my enemy, that person is my enemy. Really speaking, any person is not your enemy. Your real enemy is your own passion, kama. That alone is making you unhappy. That alone is making you do papa. Therefore, what is your enemy? Bhagavan says, may you know this kama to be your enemy. Iha means here in this life, in the spiritual pursuit, kama, passion is your enemy. Now, Bhagavan is explaining how this kama is becoming your enemy and obstacle. Here we say enemy in the sense of it is obstructing your pursuit. You should not be angry with kama. Kama, it is an enemy when it is not handled with viveka. But if it is not handled with viveka, how it is becoming enemy, that is explained in the next few verses. So Bhagavan starts with the 38th. Dhumena vriyate vanhihi yatha darsho malena cha yatholbena vruto garbha tatha tenedamavrutam. So Bhagavan says, what kama does? He says, idam. Idam means jnanam. Bhagavan is going to tell in the next sloka. Our viveka, our sense of appropriateness itself is veiled sometimes. Veiled, avrutam, tena, tatha. Tena means by this kama. So human being has a privilege of Viveka Shakti, because of which he can discriminate between right and wrong. He can discriminate between the Shreyas and Preyas, what is temporary well-being, what is permanent well-being. He can do the Viveka between Nitya and Anitya, permanent, impermanent. Later on, he can do Viveka between Atma and Anatma. He can do Viveka between Satya and Mithya. So this capacity of discriminating is given to human being, and that is called Viveka. But this Viveka itself is sometimes veiled, covered by this kama. So even though I know that this is right and this is not right, but if kama is very powerful, my discrimination of right and wrong is made ineffective. You must have seen that every diabetic knows that eating sweet is not good. Knows. Very well knows. But his viveka is overpowered when he sees some sweet. And sometimes, when people are not there in the house, he will take. One person in Bangalore, he was telling, Swamiji, people in my family, they don't give me sweet. So in my own house, I have to do chori, stealing. He said, Swamiji, it happens, and these people, he said, my family members, they will hide the sweet. from me. And therefore, when they are not there, then I will go with my grandson, who was very small, and I will tell him, you go climb up and all this. So before they come, I finish. In own house, one does that. And if you ask him, do you know it is not good for you? Yeah, I know it. So similarly, here it is said, my viveka is overpowered by kama. And how kama overpowers the viveka, for the 3 examples are given. And these examples are given to convey the intensity of desire. So there are 3 different intensity of desires and how they are covering this viveka. For that 3 examples, first example is yatha, just as vanhihi, fire, avriyate, is covered by what? Dhumena, smoke. Sometimes fire is covered by smoke. One example. So fire is capable of illumining things, but if it is covered by non-illumining smoke, then fire cannot do its job of illumination. Similarly, my Viveka Shakti is capable of distinguishing right and wrong, but because of this Kama, which is like smoke, Kama is like smoke, and my Viveka, my discriminative ability is like fire, it is veiled. And second example, Adarshaha, mirror. Just as the mirror is malena avriyate, is covered by some dust, a long time dust. So just as the mirror is covered by dust. And third example, Garbhaha, the fetus, your child baby, is covered by avrutaha, covered by ulbena, by the womb, by that particular bag, kid bag, that is called garbhaha. That is called womb. So just as the fetus is covered by the womb, the third example, tatha, similarly, this viveka shakti of a person is covered by this kama. And here 3 examples are given to show that sometimes our desire is not very strong, and therefore if you use some viveka, because it is not fully covered, it is not overwhelmingly covered, therefore some viveka is used, some satsanga is there, the desire is dropped. Like if smoke is there, just you do fanning, smoke will go away. So not lot of effort is required. So when desire is mild, lot of effort is not required. That desire will go away, and your Viveka Shakti will again become powerful, effective. Second example, to show little more powerful desire, where mere Viveka Shakti is not enough. You have to use your willpower. That I will not go to that place for 3 months. I will do this vratam for avoiding that particular fulfillment of desire. Some Viveka Shakti is required. Mere Viveka will not be enough. You have to make some effort. Like what? Like on mirror, if you do fanning, the dust will not go. Some rubbing is required. You have to take some newspaper. They say newspaper, you can clean the glass very well. I don't know what is the connection, but the newspaper is used for cleaning the mirror. Or anything, cloth or etc. If you just fan it, it will not go. Similarly, some desires are little stronger, and therefore you require little more effort. More satsanga is required, more willpower is required, more prayers are required. And the third example, where this baby is covered by the womb, your vivek also will not work, your effort also will not work. Baby, it will come out only at appropriate time. So a baby is like our Viveka Shakti. it is covered by this kama, this womb. And that time you cannot do anything. You cannot take out the baby forcefully. It has to take its own time. Similarly, certain desires are so powerful that you have to go through the experience of fulfillment of the desire. Somebody has the strong desire for getting married, and if I tell him Upadesha of Sannyasa and all this, it will not work. Person has to get married. But while going through the experience of the fulfillment of desire, person has to have some viveka. What viveka? Let me see whether this fulfillment of the desire giving me real fulfillment in my life or not. Go through the experience. But viveka sahita bhoga. The bhoga with viveka. Like you have strong desire to eat laddu. So you eat laddu. Strong desires. You cannot stop. However much viveka you do, you cannot. So only thing you do while eating laddu, keep asking this question. Am I getting complete fulfillment? Am I getting complete fulfillment? Go through the experience. Certain things, certain desires are so powerful, you have to go through. Like certain children, they have certain desire. Amma, Appa, I want to do this. Appa say, no, it's not correct. Not correct. I also had tried it, doesn't work. No, Appa, I want to do. Then what? Appa has to allow. But Appa should tell, while going through, please keep your viveka awake. That see whether it is giving you what you want. If you are able to keep even mild viveka, it will not be very powerful, but mild viveka also on, then chances are that next time you will not have strong desire for the same thing. Because you, while going through the experience, you know it, that it doesn't give what I was seeking in my life. So this third example is to show the strong desire which one has to fulfill, go through the experience and then come out. All right. But all these three examples are to show that how they are covering something. Similarly, this kama is covering the viveka. And that idea is further explained in the next shloka. Avrutam jnanametena jnanino nityavairina कामरूपेण कौन्तेय दुष्पूरेणानलेन च. So he says, etena kamarupena, by this fire, analena, by this fire, which is in the form of kama, jnanam, here jnanam is viveka. Viveka means ability to discriminate right and wrong, ability to discriminate nityam and anityam. That jnanam avrutam is covered. Etena, by this kama rupena analena, by the fire of kama. And Bhagavan Shri Krishna uses the word jnaninaha nitya vairina. This kama is a permanent enemy of a discriminative person, knowledgeable person. We are not talking about a wise person, a knowledgeable person, intelligent person. Why? Because when a person has got some viveka, he has started some Vedanta pursuit, he is studying Vedanta every day, so some jnanam he has got. Now he has understood that kama is creating obstacle in my life. So when he has got kama, he says, see, again this desire has come and it is going to become an obstacle. So when kama is born, that time onwards, person is feeling uncomfortable. Oh, again this desire has come. Again this desire has come. So it creates problem. And when person comes under the spell of kama, The kama becomes more and more, and it fulfills the desire. Afterwards, also, it's oh my God. See, because of this kama, I had to do this, which was not really necessary, and I have to pay for it if it has caused some adharma. So when desire is born, that time it is enemy. When is fulfilling the desire, then also this the knowledgeable person feels uncomfortable. And after fulfilled, and he has to face the consequences, that time also person will feel this karma as an obstacle. Whereas for the person who does not have viveka, not exposed to Vedanta, for that person, problem comes only when he has fulfilled the karma and some harmful adverse consequences he has to face. So when desire is there, he doesn't feel any obstacle. Oh, I'm very ambitious person, very ambitious person. So he feels good about it. And Viveki, or the person who is in the pursuit of knowledge, that person will feel, oh my, again I have this desire. So he feels the problematic nature of karma when it is there and when it is fulfilled. The ignorant person or ordinary person who has not this pursuit of knowledge, he feels only when this karma has created problem. Whereas for Jnani here means an informed person who knows about the problems of karma, for that person Nitya Vairina. Somebody may say, Swamiji, it means that we should remain Ajnani only. Because if we have got Jnanam, the information, then karma will become enemy, permanent enemy. It is a blessing. It is something like a person who has disease and he has got awareness that this thing can create problem and therefore I should avoid. That awareness is a blessing or is a curse? It's a blessing. Even though that awareness will make him uncomfortable with the thought of sweet. Oh, again that thought came. But if he has got this awareness, then chances of getting carried away will be less. And even if he gets carried away, the damage will be less. And immediately he will try to come back to the non-obstructive status. He will try to be free from that desire. And therefore, even though it is a permanent enemy for an informed person, still it is better to be informed person than uninformed person. Some people know when they know it, that it is going to create problem. So he will be suffering at that time and afterwards also suffer. Whereas somebody is totally ignorant that how it can harm. He aram se khate hai. So and afterwards suffer. But it is better to have awareness. But just Bhagavan wants to highlight that this karma is a nitya vairi, is a permanent enemy of an informed person. And by this karma, this viveka shakti can be covered. And he uses this expression, analena. Anala means fire. What type of fire? Dushpura, insatiable fire. So the viveka is covered by the kama, which is cha is in the sense of like the fire which is insatiable. This is a very beautiful name for this fire is anala. You know what is anala? Na vidyate alam yasya. Alam means podum, what we call Tamil. In Kannada we call saku. In Hindi say bus. The bus. That is called alam in Sanskrit. In Tamil podum they say na podum. Porum. Porum also? Podum, porum. Okay. That is called alam in Sanskrit. So anala means what? Kama is like fire which doesn't say bus. Fire never says enough. However much ghee you keep on adding, firewood adding, it keeps on consuming. Therefore, fire is called anala. Na vidyate alam. So that which does not have bus enough, that is called anala. And our kama also is like that. Not enough. It will never say enough. Keep on giving bhoga, person keeps on enjoying. A person keeps on consuming it. And therefore kama is compared to anala. Therefore it is said In this world, we have enough resources for everybody's need, but we don't have enough for even single person's greed. One person can have so much greed that even all the things in the world not enough. He will say, what about Mars? What about moon? Our Elon Musk wants to go to moon now. He said this earth is not enough. Now we have to start making a colony there. Chandra Society. So we will have Chandra Prabha Society. So, so even whatever is there here, not enough. So therefore it is called Dushpurana Anana. And by this Kama, which is insatiable fire, our Viveka is veiled. And when we hear this, the picture looks very gloomy. Because Viveka Shakti, which is supposed to protect us, that itself is affected. It is something like AIDS. In AIDS, what happens? Our immunity system itself is affected. Our immune system will protect us from disease. Now, immune system itself is affected. So similarly, Kama is attacking our Viveka Shakti itself. Then how we can have the solution? That is going to be talked about by Bhagavan. We'll see in the next shloka. We will see in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti Shanti